Welcome to Murfreesboro Storytellers. Our program today originates at the St. Clair Street Senior Center in downtown Murfreesboro. And we're pleased to have as our guest Connie Rigsby, who is director of the center.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Welcome. Glad to visit with you and learn about the improvements that have been made to the St. Clair Street Senior Center.
Well, it's been a pleasure to have everybody in. It's been a pleasure for us to have the new upgrades and changes that we have in our facility.
The facility is how old?
So we're looking at the oldest part of our building was right at 40 years old. That was 5,000 square feet on the far end of our building.
Okay.
And since then we've had a 25-year section and a 20-year section. So the majority part of our center is about 25 years old.
Which is where we're seated
Where
right
we're
now.
at right now, yeah.
Those people coming into the center will remember where we're seated. It used to be the reception desk, I believe.
Absolutely. Even our staff called this the spaceship because it was a round area. You could get at our receptionist from all four sides and everything. But yes, this was originally where you checked in.
What was the cost of the improvements?
So right at $2.3 million is what the city set aside for improvements here. And the biggest part of that was our HVAC system, heating and cooling.
Sure.
That was a major part of it. Then the other parts was just kind of coming in and giving everything a facelift, from the walls, the carpet, furniture, and those different types of things. We did have a few rooms that we changed around, some layout and things like that.
How long have you been affiliated with the center?
Well, in March coming up, I'll be here with the center for 4 years. Been a senior center director going on 15 years in the state, so the last 4 years has been spent here.
Tell us about your background. Where have you been before?
Started out in a senior center in Cannon County, just next door, neighboring.
Okay, sure.
So was there for going on 10 to 12 years there in that area. Also served on the state level with I was the president of the Senior Center Association for Senior Center Directors for several years, and then also worked with the Tennessee Federation on Aging as their president for a couple of years. So,
do most counties or cities have a senior center somewhat similar to this?
In the state of Tennessee, almost every county in the state has a senior center. Some have more than one. You get into the greater Nashville area, I think they might have more, but most counties have at least one single senior center.
Are there memberships for the center?
Senior centers are different. If you've seen one, you've seen one. They're not, none of us are completely alike. You have some that are run by counties, some that are run by city and county, some that are what you would call independent centers. They're nonprofits under their own standing and governing bodies. So again, we are a little bit different than most senior centers in the state.
And this center is owned and operated by the city of Murfreesboro,
By
right?
the city of Murfreesboro. So we're one of the largest city-run senior centers in the state. That we have city backing, county backing. Of course, we receive state and federal funds, along with some United Way funds.
What is your typical budget?
So typical budget is just over $1 million a year. That includes staffing hours. We have 9 full-time staff and right at 9 full-time or part-time staff people.
Okay. And there, as you said, there are no memberships. The admission and usage is free.
No, we're one of the senior centers that we do not have a membership fee.
Okay.
Now, what that does, with saying that, is we have to provide services in several different categories: physical fitness, education, health education, and recreation that are free to citizens 60 plus that are in Rutherford County. Now, what we can come back and do is say, I don't have a director or a staff person that can teach a yoga class. We're able to charge, and typically we find instructors that are willing to, have small fees for those type of things that we come in, and we're actually doing some contracts with them to be able to do those services.
And in those cases, there would be a fee charged, I guess.
For those. But we try, just like in physical fitness, we have several different physical fitness classes that are free and available to all seniors. And then, you come back to a Zumba class that we don't have, a staff person. We bring in that outside instructor that could teach that.
Tell us again about your staff. How large a staff do you have?
9 full-time, and that includes a social services director. We also have 3 programming coordinators that are planning and doing programming, administrative and custodial staff. That's what that's including.
What are your hours of operation?
So Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, and then we do have some Saturday hours from 10 to 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Typically, in a typical week, how many people would you have come through the center? Have any idea?
Oh yeah, we keep all kinds of records and everything. So about 250 people a day are coming in and out of the center. And then as you look at it, we service about 8,000 seniors that we have what we call on the rolls, that we have information on them, that we know where they are in the community and how we can service them. And about 3,500 on average come more 2 to 3 times, in a given period of year. So are active, what we consider active out of that number.
Okay. All right.
But yeah.
Let's talk about the changes you made now. Where we are seated for our interview is the original reception desk, I believe.
It was the original, and if you look forward, John, that was a long hallway for a senior to kind of say, I'm finally a senior and I'm going to come to the center. There was a lot of minds that got changed between the front door and here, talking themselves out of it. And so we pushed everything to the front. So as soon as you walk through the front door, you've got caring staff that are there to kind of help you either sign up or learn about the programs we have or actually pay for a class.
Okay. Yeah, quite a change and quite a welcome change, I would say, for sure.
I would think so. We've had quite a bit of recommendations from seniors and input.
Oh, good.
Our commission did a great job. Pettis Reed was on our long-range planning committee, and him and his committee helped us kind of walk us through this changes through the center. Many meetings with seniors, finding out, what colors they liked, what things they would like to see if we were able to get the improvements and everything.
So you do have a commission or a committee that you work under?
We do. The mayor, we're lucky that the mayor appoints folks to sit on our commission. We have a well-rounded commission that come in. We meet monthly, and we discuss anything from policy, rules changes, even down to us planning for the future and possibly another site.
Who chairs that committee?
So right now, Mark Nobles, Attorney Mark Nobles, is the chairman. Marie, and I was going to give her last name, but Marie sits as our vice chair. So.
Sure, okay. Yeah. And they meet monthly?
We meet monthly. It's the 4th Monday of the month that we meet here on site.
Do you serve meals here?
Well, we partner, the Senior Center does not serve meals, but we partner with the Meals on Wheels program. So Debbie Willis, you've probably interviewed or talked to Debbie Willis before in the past, but Debbie does the Meals on Wheels program out of our site.
Okay. And is that a regular time that they're here?
They are. Monday through Friday, they do a daily at 11:30 meals time that they have on site. And then Debbie coordinates homebound meals out of this site too.
Do you need to make a reservation if you plan to come and have lunch?
You do, and that's one of the things Debbie wants us to kind of share with folks is so at least the day before, if you're wanting to come in and go to lunch, letting her folks know that you're interested, and she puts in a lot of time in making reservations and ordering those meals a day ahead of time.
I know I've been here for various meetings over the years and they were catered, but I presume typically would have an outside caterer to come in and handle that.
So probably if you came in for a meeting, we probably had an outside caterer coming in. Those meals are through a federal program that are Congregate Meal Site program for seniors.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk more about the building and what has happened. We've talked about the entrance and the location. What did you say the staff called this area?
This right here before was the spaceship. It looked like a spaceship. The lighting, when the staff would come on, they would turn the lights on. They felt like they could, be beamed up at any point of time. But what we tried to do in the renovation is create zones in the area. So behind us, down the long hallway here, is what we call our physical fitness zone. So weight room where you can come in free of charge. It has ellipticals, treading mills, different types of things that you can exercise on, and 2 physical fitness class. Back down our other hallway that we have here is what we call our social services wing. Our social service coordinator is in that area. It also leads you down to the cafeteria. So a lot of things going on in that area. Back down the other direction is where we get into our education. So education wing. So computer classes, classrooms that we can do any type of teaching, whether it be piano, Spanish, those type of classes would be going on down there. And then we also have, if you keep going further, we have what we call a recreation and arts area in the building.
And is that the other wing?
That is the other wing.
Okay.
29,000 square feet here.
Totally. Okay.
Total.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. How about other parts of the building?
So, so what you're looking at right here in the main part of the building is 21,000 square foot.
Okay.
As you go down, we have another 3,000 square foot section and another 5,000 square foot each section that's in this building.
And I didn't realize it, but you have an entrance for the residents of Westbrook Tower.
We do. One of the changes that we did in the building to have 3 distinct entrances to the center. We have our main entrance, Westbrook Tower entrance, and then we have what the lower entrance where if you're wanting to come in and just hang out all day long, you just come in that area right there. You don't have to wander or do anything like that. It's right into that section that they love to spend time with.
What else, if you had your wish, what else would you like to have or didn't get done in the renovation?
You know, some of the, you know, it was amazing to sit through and look at some of the ideas that some of the seniors, you know, they all wanted a pool.
Oh, I hadn't
You know,
thought about
they
that.
all wanted a pool, but
Yeah.
that was not something we knew that would be possible or even in the future possible at this site. But I would tell you the majority of the things we talked about in our planning, we were able to get done. We still have a few little things that we're still working on. Signage is just getting ready to get completed. We got some technical IT things that we're getting ready to get kind of hooked up. And but you know, it's a work in progress. We got the major work done.
And you're located, we mentioned St. Clair, of course, at the intersection of St. Clair and Walnut Streets.
Absolutely.
So that makes it really handy and available for residents to
It
be able to
is,
get
you
here.
know, this has become a busy street with all the construction, but it is one of those areas that a lot of folks will know. We're just, you know, off the square, a couple of blocks from off the square, but everyone can kind of remember if you're coming down Memorial there before you get to Nissan dealership, that's St. Clair Street.
Yeah, right, very good. And the VFW, well, former VFW building is across the street, which is now a church.
It is a church. I've learned a lot of history about the areas and places on this street since I've gotten here.
Smith Rogers Reeves Post 4575, as I remember.
I think so. In fact, you know, when we were looking at renovating and there's been plans, you know, I guess parking lot is our big wish that will never happen here because we're landlocked. You know,
mean needing more.
Needing more parking for our participants. You know, that'll probably be the future, you know, looking at a second site that maybe has some more parking that we can create some more programming there, still have this site and create different types of programs here and at another possible site in the future.
Now, as we were getting ready to do the program today, a lot of people were coming in to attend some classes. In fact, I even hear music in the background.
Yeah, so Singing Seniors is going on, and that's
Okay.
our group that goes out and they do performances all over the community.
Oh, do they really?
Oh, it's a wonderful, you know, we've got 30 to 50 strong voices that'll come in, practice weekly, and then they do different shows throughout the year. One of our commission members, Charlie Parker, he oversees the group, kind of gets them trained up, and then they go out. And then you were
Typically, where would they be doing their performances?
So they go to churches. The Realtors group likes to have them come over and sing at one of their events. We go to some
I
of the
remember being
nursing
at a
homes.
realtor's banquet when a group was there.
We go to some of the nursing homes in the
wonder.
area, some of the assisted livings that will go out and sing. They had a good 10-tour section not too long ago for performances. So it's always a good thing.
If someone would like to request them, what should they do?
They'll call here at the center and they can talk to some of our programming staff and they can get that on the agenda with Charlie. Yeah.
So typically, how many performances would they do over a period
You know,
of time?
last year they did, just for their Christmas show and everything, they did 10 shows last year in their Christmas program. And I think they had more requests than that. They had to turn a few down, but you know, they tried to coordinate as best as they can. But they typically do a winter performance, a spring performance, and some type of a summer performance.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
And some of the other classes that you saw, I think, was our physical fitness classes. Folks were getting ready to go into some of those.
All right.
Yeah.
And other classes going on down the hall? or-
So probably getting ready this afternoon. We'll probably have some type of line dancing because there's
Oh,
some
will
type
you?
of
Okay.
line dancing going on at all times.
okay.
The physical fitness programs that are back down one of our hallways. And then we've got some arts and education classes that are going on this afternoon.
And who will be teaching them?
You know, various teacher. Now, our Go for Life, which is our physical fitness, is actually one of our newest staff people, Zachary Harrison. He's our new facility attendant. He's actually teaching that class this afternoon. And then, of course, like I said, Charlie Parker is working on with the singing seniors, and then some of our education classes may be paid instructors that'll come in. So.
Different seasons of the year, do you have different types of things going on? Or is it pretty well generally the same year round?
Well, we have took a little bit of change in our programming that way. We have changed up our format, and where we're really concentrating on physical fitness, education, health promotion activities, and of course always recreation. But it's one of those things that we've asked a lot of our contractors and instructors to really kind of change our classes up a little bit. That's happened all in the last year. We're really focused on that as a staff, and you know, if a class always went on a Wednesday, you know, let's change it up because we might have some seniors that can't come on Wednesdays that would like, you know, might enjoy that.
Okay.
A stained glass class, maybe a piano class or something like that. So we plan out for 2 months, and then we're changing it up the next 2 months. And so we kind of do that along the year, and then we're looking forward. We have 104 new programming ideas that we presented in this 2016 or 2017-18 year.
Name some of those.
So let me just think off the top of my head. One of those new classes that we were wanting to do this year is Do This, Not That, for seniors.
How does that work?
So we would come up with an idea, and so let's talk about dating for seniors.
Oh.
So dating in your time, you know, somebody fixed you up and you went out and that was that. Well, it's not that easy and safe anymore to do that. So we do several classes on teaching seniors about how it's safe to date and safe places, and there's a lot of this, you know, online dating and things going on. So do this, not that. So we have classes about that, and also about your own safety, whether it be female or male safety and things like that. We bring in, we partner with, of course, all departments within the city, but one that kind of off the top of my head is with the police department on how to be safe, you know, keeping your cars, you know, locked if you're going out to walk the walking trails and things like this. So do this, not that, to keep you safe.
Excellent. Right.
So that, you know, that's one of the program ideas, and of course, just kind of coming up with all kinds of new physical fitness programs that we can kind of introduce to our seniors.
You have a lot of equipment as well here for the physical fitness?
We do, and that's one thing of being a part of the city that we're very fortunate. We have a full physical fitness room. So treading mills, ellipticals, and those type of things, but we also have equipment that are used, what we call small equipment. So stretch bands, the balls, the hand weights, those type of things that we provide for our classes.
And they're on a regular basis?
They are. They are. And our calendar is listed. You go to the Murfreesboro-TN.gov site, and you can see our full calendar, not only this month for January and February, but also you can look back in the past and see some of the things that we've done, you know, 2-3 years ago. So.
Any new program ideas that you're working on that you would like to implement?
So a couple of things that we're looking at is we've got a couple of adaptive exercise classes that we would like to introduce. So that
Explain adaptive exercising.
So, you know, we have a lot of active seniors that come in that are fully capable to come in and do any exercise. But we have seniors that come in with walkers or canes and things like that. So we're trying to find exercises that we can actually help them to utilize those devices and to continue to exercise or even to start exercises. So that's one of the classes. And another one that we're looking at is just kind of the history of Murfreesboro, introducing some more history and education classes into our program plans. So that's another big thing that we're doing.
Who would be teaching that?
So we work with outside groups.
Okay.
We've had, of course, Bill Shacklett's been on talking about the history of Murfreesboro.
Have you had Greg Tucker?
We've had Greg over, and he's done some programs, but we want to really do a lot more of that. We have had an influx of seniors coming into the facility since we've reopened. And what we hear, new seniors, and what we hear is that they've moved here to be close to family, and they just don't know a sense of the history of Rutherford County. So we feel like it's kind of our duty to kind of bring those folks in and help inform them and kind of get that knowledge out there.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, I guess all the new residents that have moved in here, there are a lot of seniors, as you say, that have moved in to be closer to their family, their children.
That's what we're seeing from everywhere. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking about just some recent seniors that we've had from California and Michigan. Those are some common areas, but we also got some folks moving in from Florida. They're moving back up because of the weather went one way or the other in the state. Tennessee is local, it's centrally located. You can, especially Murfreesboro, you can be here and to the airport and anywhere in the world anymore. So we have one of those best case scenarios right here in our own Rutherford County, as that seniors can come in, they have great access to doctors and events, Nashville for plays, the airport to get anywhere they want to go. And so it's a prime area for retirement.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Yeah.
Do you furnish any type of transportation?
So our transportation is not furnished. We do transportation out to specialty events, so day trips, those type of things.
Okay.
We work through and partner with two agencies, Mid-Cumberland for their transportation, and then also with the city with the Rover. We have a Rover hub that's just a block from us, and then we actually have a Rover site that drops off site here.
So if anybody needs transportation, they could get it through Rover then and get to the center.
Yeah, if they're looking for that, if they're living within the city and they want to utilize the Rover, they can do that. And then if they're looking for transportation that's maybe out more in the county, they can call the Mid-Cumberland transportation.
What about volunteers? Do you use a lot of volunteers?
We have about 200 plus volunteers. We actually have a volunteer coordinator on site that kind of helps us with planning and implementing all of our programs. We do a yearly volunteer banquet that we thank those folks.
Sure.
But about 200 plus volunteers, from anything from helping us to sign in to maybe setting up for a specialty event, sometime instructing classes and things like that. So always a need for volunteers.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
What would be the age range of most people that come in here?
So I just recently was doing some demographics for the state. So, we start at 60.
Okay.
So 60 plus. We go up as high. Our oldest is right at 100.
Oh, my goodness. And still active then.
And still somewhat active with help from other individuals and family. But our biggest age range is 65 to 75. That's our largest group of population of folks coming to the center and being quite active.
Yeah, most people that age range are still pretty physically fit. And
we do. We're seeing a high increase in that number of 60, and then of course as the baby boomers are aging, we're starting to see that 75, 85 group age and number to go up to.
And you said the minimum age to use the facility is 60.
60.
Age 60.
So if you're 60 and you're out there in the community and everything, there's no fee or anything like that. You can just come and join.
Do you provide any type of medical assistance as such?
So not on site. That is not something we as city employees do. What we ask, if all individuals 60 plus of all capabilities can come. If you have the need and you come in and say you're in a wheelchair or something like that, you can bring your own assistant with you. We talk to them about things that they can and cannot do within the center and everything. But we have of all capabilities coming in, from walking to wheelchair bound. We just ask that you're able to plan your day. You come into the center, you can look at the overall calendar, and you can kind of help plan your activities during the day. But no medical assistance that we have on site with staff.
And I presume a lot of the people that come in will bring even family members with them to to assist them?
It's a funny thing, here lately, we've had some folks that'll show up and say, I'm here and I've brought my mother to come to the center, but they're 60, and then they figure out that there's just as many things that their mother might enjoy that they might enjoy. So they both sign up. You know, we get both of them too for that and everything. But again, 60 plus, you're looking for activities, whether it be here on site or out, because we do quite a bit of travel with our organization. We just recently hired our new travel coordinator, and so we're doing day trips, long trips, overseas trips.
Overseas trips?
Yeah, we have Costa Rica's getting ready to go out. We got a group that's heading to Costa Rica. We have a trip to Munich in midsummer. So we do quite a bit of travel here.
How do you come up with the trips? Do you get suggestions from those?
Suggestions from the seniors. They're always giving us suggestions. And then we're also working with a couple of different travel places that they're telling us, you know, some of the better deals and things that are going on out there. And then we make our final selection. Then we usually are announcing, you know, this is what we're planning on doing in the 17, 18 year.
And you do trips in the area too?
All kinds of day trips. We do probably 10 to 14 day trips that we do every month.
For instance?
So we're getting ready to go see Johnny Cash Museum in Nashville.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
So we've got a group of 23 going out on Wednesday to see Johnny Cash. We had a group go down to TPAC not too long ago to see the Elvis. We do quite a bit of, we like to do a mystery lunch.
Oh, okay.
That's a big popular one.
And you do that here?
We do that here. We do, actually since we've got back from renovation, and actually before we left for renovation, we started having all of our trips actually leave with a partnership with New Vision Baptist Church. They park and leave from there just to kind of alleviate some of the parking out in our center. You know, if you had 23, 30, 40 something people leaving a day, they get here at 8, they leave their car all day long, and then we have folks wanting to come in, that 250 that want to come in every day. Okay. So we've moved that to parking out there.
Well, wonderful, Connie. This is just wonderful for the seniors in our community, and the renovation has just brought new life to the St. Clair Center.
You know, it was a labor of love. It was a lot of work going in on our staff behalf, a lot of folks with the city of Murfreesboro, and so we can't go out without saying thank you to them. But we really do enjoy it. We've had so many bright and wonderful comments about how it makes folks feel when they come in, and that just makes me feel good. Sure it does, on all the pre-planning that we did before it started.
If anybody wants more information, what number should they call?
So 615-848-2550 will be our main line, and they can get our folks here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else that we haven't covered?
Well, you know, I think we covered a lot of it, but we just encourage folks, if they've never tried the center before, to come out and give us a try, take a tour. We do a weekly new membership training. So if you want to join that, that's every Tuesday, I believe, at 10 o'clock. Our volunteer coordinator runs that, so they can come in and just find out what all the things that we do here.
Thank you, Connie. We've enjoyed visiting with you at the St. Clair Street Senior Center in Murfreesboro.
Well,
congratulations for the great job you're doing as director.
Well, thank you very much.
April is Fair Housing Month, and on the next episode of Murfreesboro Storytellers, we sit down with John Callow from the city's Community Development Department. Callow talks about how the department is working to meet the housing needs of citizens in our community through a variety of partnerships.